One of the real lifesavers in looking at the disinformation with global warming is the organization called Skeptical Science. And it's a group of scientists, climatologists, who basically take on the skeptics, the climate skeptics, which is why they have um, this title, Getting Skeptical About Global Warming Skepticism. They are really a very, very useful organization when you're researching the basically the misinformation. And so it's really kind of simple to do. And let me go back here on one thing. It's called SIFT, which is an acronym for what we're doing: stop, investigate the source, that is looking into the footnotes, which is what you're doing there, find better coverage, and that's what we have now, is finding better coverage. That's skeptical science. And another thing is tracing claims, which is what you're doing when you're looking at the footnotes. You're looking at the sort of background and underbelly. We're also adding a couple of things. We're adding the loaded language. We're also analyzing how the arguments put forth by the Heritage Foundation benefit the fossil fuel industry. And so we're kind of looking at the overall bias. But just as a general acronym, SIFT works: stop, investigate the source. We're doing that. Find better coverage. That's what we're going to do now. And tracing the claims, quotes, and media to the original content, we're doing some of that now as well. But right now, finding better coverage, and that's where skeptical science comes in. These people are dedicated to debunking global warming skepticism. And it's really easy to do this next assignment. What you're going to do is you're going to just take a couple of key words. For instance, they they want to shoot down the 97% consensus that climate science is real. That's according to climatologists. And so all you have to do, you can do this way: 97%. A couple of the authors told Ligatti's Skeptical Science. And you will have that whole section from the Heritage pretty much turned upside down. And then, not surprising, just for fun, you can see the Wall Street Journal. That's owned by Rupert Murdoch, who also owns Fox News. Naturally, they're going to deny it in their editorial page. I should add their news page is better, but the editorial of the Wall Street Journal is really junky. Now, or let's say you wanted to look up the medieval warming period. I searched medieval warming period, skeptical science, and the first 3 or 4 hits are going to have they're explaining not only what happened in the medieval warming period, but also how the climate skeptics or denialists try to undermine that. Or if you want to look up extreme weather, there's a section of that in the Heritage. Naturally, they're going to say there are no extreme weather conditions attributable to climate change, which is great because it takes the fossil fuel industry off the hook for all the flooding and hurricanes and fires that are becoming increasingly prevalent in our time. But so here you go. Skeptical science will debunk that layer of attack. Or also they talk about the surface temperatures or the temperature readings, the inaccuracy of the equipment. Skeptical science will also help debunk their fraudulent claims and give you an understanding of how the scientists do their research, why they adjust temperatures, and also the very high objective standard to which they're held. So that's the assignment. It's all going to be about skeptical science. The process is pretty easy. You're going to just key in keywords, maybe a couple of the authors of that section. So 97%, that's enough. Told Ligatti's Skeptical Science. Medieval warming period, skeptical science. Extreme weather, skeptical science. Surface temperatures, skeptical science. I went ahead on that one. But in any case, it's pretty simple. And then the next part, which takes more time, is I want you to read the rebuttal of the climate denialist claim that, speaking very generally, none of this stuff is really happening. And I want you to pull out some representative quotes that work for that. um, particular topic. And that is our final pass at the Heritage Foundation. I hope this gives you an idea of the process.